What's up, everybody? Shauna D Man here. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are doing great. Hope you guys are having yourselves a great weekend. We are back with our Thunderbolts review. Hope you guys are ready to jump into it. Overall, I thought the movie was fine. I went and saw it last night. It wasn't really a movie I was all that hyped up for to even begin with, because to be quite honest, after watching it, it's just a Marvel version of the Suicide Squad with just different characters and different dynamics. You get a ragtag team of people who's done some bad things for the most part. Um, create a situation in the story that causes them to come together, become a team, and then fight against the bad guy. You know, in Suicide Squad, they fought against Enchantress, which was a god, or not a god, but like a witch. In this one, you're going against Sentry slash Void, and so it's really just what it felt like, just like a Marvel version of the Suicide Squad. But in the end, they don't get thrown back into prison. They get touted as the new Avengers. So, it was fine. Like it was fine. Like they did a lot of stuff with dealing with, you know, I guess you could say mental health, that kind of thing, which was okay. Uh, I thought Bob, uh, the character Bob was actually he was actually a highlight for me in this movie. I thought the Sentry Void stuff was also interesting. I wish they could have done more with that than what we got towards the end. But it was okay. It's still relatively good for what we got. Uh, Everybody else was all right. I mean, like, you know, Bucky was Bucky. You know, David Harbour as Red Guardian, basically been the same kind of character we've seen in, you know, Black Widow. I'm trying to think if he was in anything else other than Thunderbolts and Black Widow. I don't think so. John Walker, and then Ava from Ant-Man and the Wasp. The thing about this movie is, it's like, if you have not watched some of those projects, you're not going to know who any of these characters are, and that's because, you know, Disney Plus shows. Now, if you would have went and saw Ant-Man and the Wasp in theaters, and you probably know who Ghost is because she was in the movie, but like you have John Walker, you know, you have Red Guardian in Black Widow, Yelena in Black Widow. Obviously, Bucky's been around for a while. Taskmaster. Oh, like this, it was relative. Like the marketing behind this was like just odd. I guess not odd, but I honestly don't know why they had Taskmaster and like the posters and stuff like that, or even in the trailer, that kind and all that kind of stuff, making it seem like she was a part of the team when she just dies really early in the movie. Like, it was just, I sat there and I was just kind of like, huh, because I thought, and this kind of goes back to, I thought she was going to get killed by like Sentry slash Void. I thought that was going to happen because she would show up nowhere, like it at the end of the movie in a lot of the trailer shots and stuff like that. And so I was like, okay, she probably dies fighting the villain. She's the catalyst that maybe draws everybody together to be the Thunderbolts and that kind of thing. No, she just gets shot in the head by Ava, and that's it. What a complete waste of a character. Like, I mean, already people didn't really like this version of Taskmaster anyway. I'm sure this could probably this gives you an excuse to potentially bring in like the real Taskmaster, to say the least. But it was just so odd why the way they did that. But like you probably like if you would have just switched her out with somebody else, like it's a random person, it still works. Like I just don't know why you thought it was a good idea to add her into the movie if she's not really going to play a role in the movie. But I digress, to say the least. Julia Dreyfus as Madam Hydra. Basically, she's Madam Hydra. She doesn't go by that name, but that's who she is. I don't really care. Like, I love her in Seinfeld, but in any other project that she's in, she's not very good. The assistant she had, what's her name? Pretty much a forgettable character. I will say it did shock me when watching the movie, and when Red Guardian saved a little girl, only to be like basically voided just like that. I was like, oh, okay, we're definitely raising stakes here. This is interesting. But once they beat Void, they come back, and so it's just kind of like, there's not any kind of stakes really, because I don't know, it just seems kind of like Age of Ultron. There are stakes. If you don't stop Ultron, he's going to lift Sokovia up into the sky and drop it and cause catastrophic damage to the planet that could kill millions of people. I'm trying to think of what other ones. You had Thanos. That had stakes. He wiped out half the universe. It's like when the stakes aren't really there, it's just kind of like meh, And it's just kind of like, I know the heroes are going to win, but there's no stake that gets me invested in what the villain does. Because like phase 1, like the Infinity Saga, some of the villains you could understand why they thought the way they did and did the things they did. When it comes to the multiverse saga villains, they're just bad villains. Like not like bad as in, they're doing bad things. They're just badly written villains. Like nobody really stands out as a villain. This is something Marvel also is doing too, is where we're starting to get to this point where we don't really have villains. We just have people who are misunderstood. They're not truly villains. And it's just kind of like, you can't do that to everybody. Now, the Bob Sentry Void thing, you could probably get away with that. You could. He's not a bad person whatsoever. But I don't know. I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting, the villain situation, because there's no real threat of a villain throughout this entire multiverse saga, including the Disney Plus shows. What's also weird too is like how you're gonna connect. Because I just thought about this on my way home from seeing it last night. Because I was like, this is also supposed to take place in the same New York that has Wilson Fisk as the mayor, and you have the whole vigilante curfew thing and all that stuff. And it's just kind of like, where are these other heroes at? You're in New York. You took over Avengers Tower, was now the new Avengers Tower. So I don't know. These are just like random thoughts I'm having popped through my head right now. But overall, the movie was fine. Like it's okay. I don't think it's a top because there are people like it's a top 3 Marvel movie. Oh, Marvel, we're so back and all this stuff. I don't think it's that. I don't think it's not as good as Infinity War. It's not as good as Winter Soldier. I don't even think it's as good as Civil War. I don't think it's as good as Endgame. It could be on par with the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. It could be. I could probably say it's better than, I don't know, because all 3 Guardians movies are relatively good. So that's really, really hard for me to say on whether or not it's on par with them. I gotta think about it. I really gotta think about it. Like, how would I rank these? But overall, all right movie. I would definitely give it a B. It's watchable. It's not bad. It's definitely. I don't know what's me saying it's one of the better Marvel projects. If that's because everything else from Marvel, recently has been so lackluster. Like Captain America, Brave New World, basically bombed at the box office. Nobody really watched Agatha all along. Nobody really watched Daredevil, Born Again. At least I say that, but the ratings, I gotta get the ratings and see. But I I don't know. I don't know. Do I think this fixed and helped Marvel? Probably not. I think it's just it gave. I don't think no. I don't think it did. I don't think it fixed any of the issues Marvel was dealing with. But I think you gave people a pretty decent movie to watch, and I think that's as best as you can hope for. I don't know how well it would do and how well it's going to do in the box office, but and I felt like you probably could have done something different with these characters than what you gave us. Like you gave us a bunch of people who really don't have, like, they have powers. Okay, they're like, super soldiers, a Black Widow assassin, a woman who can phase through objects and stuff like that. And then you have like, I'm gonna add Sentry Void, basically Marvel's Superman, and you kind of expect them to go against a character like that. I would have actually preferred something like what if Hydra came back, or AIM or something like that, and you had to like fight the new Hydra and things like that. I thought that would have been pretty interesting, but the post credit scene was fun. I mean, we had to where Red Guardian, they're on the Wheaties box. He talked about that, I think, in he talked about it in like one of the trailers. He was like, you could be the kind of heroes that are on the Wheaties box and that kind of thing. And then the second trailer shows the Fantastic Four flying towards Earth. So that kind of basically tells you that they're going to lose in their movie. How they get to the prime MCU will be interesting, but yeah, it's going to be interesting for sure. But overall, it's fine. It's fine. I don't know if I will watch it again. But it's an all right movie. It's an all right movie. I don't think it's a massive course correction to fix a lot of the issues and a lot of the Marvel projects that we got recently, but I think it's a little bit better than the majority of the stuff that we got. But yeah, all right, guys, that's relatively it. Just gave you a little quick review. If you're new to the channel, be sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Be sure you comment below. Check out the gaming channel. We'll be doing a live stream of Ghost of Tsushima later today, so definitely come hang out for that. But guys, have a great weekend, and I will see you in the next video.